Tessa Sweeney, Director of Senior Services and Community Engagement.
Elizabeth Armstrong, City Councilor.
Brad Dick, City Councilor.
Brenda Simons, City Councilor.
Ann Howard, Mayor Pro Tem.
Danielle Kusan, Mayor.
Mike Gildner, City Attorney.
Ellen Glass, City Manager.
Heather McDermott, City Councilor.
Ray Colbert, City Councilor.
First item on our agenda today, so I did want to move the correspondence. There are 3 letters regarding the donations to the mill. I'd like to move those to new business as E, so we can make a vote on those. And Mike, do we need a roll call vote on that to move that? Additionally, I did want to present Pamela Howard with her award, if I could do that first. So last month, I went to the Michigan Municipal League convention, and members who had attended the Women's Elected Leadership Intensive Workshop were recognized. Pamela Howard was unable to make it to the convention, but I did want to recognize her for her hard work and dedication. In addition to all of her duties here at the city and her job, she took the time. She received 10 education credits from MML and has received this award. So thank you, Pam Howard, for your dedication to the city. Next item on our agenda is a public hearing regarding the Byram Lake Weed Control Improvement Program. And I would like to open the public hearing now at 6:33. If there's anyone wishing to address council on that issue, please come forward. Hearing and seeing none, I will close the public hearing at 6:34. Next on our agenda, we have public comments. Any person wishing to address the city council during a meeting will get 3 minutes under public comment. When the public comment is approached on the agenda, individuals wishing to speak will be called upon utilizing the filled out comment cards. Remarks should be addressed to the presiding officer. It is not a time for debate, but for questions or comments for council and or staff. Questions will be answered if the information is readily available. If answers are not available during the meeting, council or staff will contact the individual within 48 hours and respond to questions within 10 days or when the information becomes available. So first for public comment, Larry Allen.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say that this weekend is the Haunted Trail, and I'd like to see everyone there. But more importantly, tomorrow at 5:30 and Thursday at 5:30, we're going to actually start dressing the trail. We're going to pull the decorations out and actually do it. And Denise Miller, I know you're going to be there. Anybody else that could come out, I greatly appreciate it. 5:30, Wednesday or Thursday. I'll buy you a pizza. The credit card I was given. No, as much as you can eat, but not a whole one, hopefully. But more importantly, please make it on the 18th and 19th with your kids. It's free. And Sunday at 12 o'clock is tear down, and I'd really love to see everybody in the room there, because that's when I get really tired. But all hands on deck. Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Charles Carter. Bill Carter.
and I live in Shiawassee area. And I wanted to comment on some of the things that I see going on in the council. Should have more Robert's Rules of Order, but things get out of hand. But what is really important is everybody at one meeting was talking about getting more business, getting more room, keeping more people here. And you got more room here, you know what to do with, but you're spreading out, not up. And you could spread up and it wouldn't cost any more, and you could charge a small fee, like a quarter, to live in these things, even parking. It would eventually pay for itself, and I'm sure that there could be grants written for that. And they would probably pay for most of the cost of that in the long run, along with the fee that you charge to the area. It would take care of some of the expenses that the city seems to have for upkeep. And the other thing I wanted to mention is this election. Quite an election, but what I see are a lot of good people running. But I see one item that really could be addressed by everybody, and that we have in our fortunate being here 2 lawyers, the mayor and the city attorney. The other thing is, we're very fortunate to have somebody like that, and I don't think really could ever replace her for what she does for this town. And you might think that I don't know what I mean, but I have been in this area longer than most anyone you know. I used to work here at Canberra, and I sold a police car down here years back. So I'm familiar with the area.
Phil, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but your 3 minutes has passed. We had a technical issue with our timer.
That's good.
But thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Monica Lerner?
I'm Monica Larner. I live at 152 West Ralston Road. And the reason I'm speaking tonight is it's supposed
We can't hear anybody in the back.
It's supposed to be that people are supposed to get back with me after my comments, and no one's gotten back to me in forever. So
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, the microphone's not on. That's why they can't hear.
Is it green?
no.
Press the button, just hold it for like 3 seconds.
Okay, now it's green. Hello.
Yeah, get right into it.
Okay, so, you're supposed to get back with me about my comments, and no one's gotten back to me. So namely, I'm talking about the August 26th, when I first spoke up on the Shiawassee Shore topic, and again on September 9th. The 2 meetings had me discussing the women in Shiawassee Shores. Again, no one contacted me. Then on 9/23, Ms. Howard of the council stated that she had contacted the Shiawassee Shores office because she was concerned for her family member. I did not appreciate the comments made about her and laughing as she said it, saying that no one had fallen and couldn't get up, no one was lost in the woods or on the property, and no one was eaten up by mosquitoes. These comments were not at all funny and says that I did not speak the truth. I asked for this woman to write a comment, and she was just to remain anonymous. And it's short but sweet. Several weeks ago, August 23rd, 2024 to be exact, I was taking my garbage to the dumpsters at Shiawassee Shores. It is an isolated area near the golf course. When throwing my garbage bag, I fell backwards and was unable to get up. I laid there for over 2 hours. At dusk, the mosquitoes attacked my face. I laid there until my guardian angel came to dump his garbage. He was able to stand me up and get me to my car. I thank God that he came along. My story can be fact-checked by contacting my guardian angel, who is a real person living in Shiawassee Shores. So again, I'm going to keep her anonymous because, in my opinion, I don't think she needs any more retaliation on top of, because I've been on the end of that retaliation, and so I have a list of concerns. As I already said, there's no responses to my comments. The special assessment thing took over a year. The water seems drawn out. The mill building is still being held as a secret of the library and the museum futures.
Thank you, Ms. Lerner. Next, Marta Wright. Yes.
My name is Marguerite, and I really didn't want to come here tonight, but I decided that I was going to. I don't know if many of the public know, but I know other councilors know, I was accused of assaulting a councilor at the Greek candidate. It did not happen. It was proven on video that it did not happen. I feel, in my opinion, that the person that alleged it knew it wasn't true. The truth came out. I've had comments, I've had calls from some of my friends that have heard some things. I want the truth to be known. I want everybody to know if someone says anything to you, it did not happen. I was accused and had to go in front of the police chief, the fire chief, the city manager, and explain what happened. I did talk to multiple people here that night. I guess the solution that I would like, which kind of is advantageous, is I would like the person that made the complaint to have a complaint opened against them underneath the city ethics policy, because I don't think somebody who can behave like that needs to be on our council or run for the election. Thank you.
Thank you, Marta. Chris Fairbanks.
My name is Chris Fairbanks. I live on 920 Byron Lake Drive. I also was falsely accused of assaulting a member of this council. Although there was no saying when it was, where it was, and it was found after investigation. I do appreciate the city doing an investigation. We do have municipalities that do very things. However, the first time I've ever been called into a police department, that's a little nerve-wracking. My week's been very difficult. I don't deal with this well. And with same as Marta, you know, it's up to the council, obviously, because I am in no position to tell anybody what to do, but I would like to see some, at least rectification of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Jerry Link.
Hi, my name is Jerry Link. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
I guess this must be the ethics thing. So, I received a phone call from a friend of mine that one of the, and I'm also not going to name names, but one of the members from the city council came to their house and made accusations about another member of the city council that they had indictments, said that there was warrants out for their arrest, and was going on about all the things that this person supposedly did. After doing some investigation and looking into it, and the county clerk and talking to, I did not talk to the county of Lapeer, but I talked to an individual that did go and look into it, and none of those accusations were accurate. And, you know, I'm also running for city council right now, and to have members of city council going out, and I don't care which direction it's going in or who you want to vote for or believe in, why can't we just all do our jobs, right? If you're on city council, do your job. That's what you're here for. You're not here to complain. I've heard a lot of complaints. People complain and people are talking negatively. It's part of the job. You know, when you volunteer, and you volunteered, every one of you volunteered to be on this council. And if I'm on this council and nobody ever criticizes me for what I'm doing, I would be completely surprised. Okay, so these things that, you know, the backstabbing, the stuff going on like that in a small town of Linden is just totally unacceptable. And that I'm getting phone calls from friends saying, hey, this is, I'm hearing these accusations. Multiple individuals call me about one particular individual stopping at their house making statements. And that's wrong, either way, whether it's from somebody that's accused or one that's doing accusing, we shouldn't do that. When I go out and knock on doors, my goal is to go out there and let people know exactly what I can do for them, not what anybody else that I may disagree with their beliefs or what they do. I don't go out to trash talk anyone. I go out to say this is what I can do. And I think if all of us could do that, that would make it a lot better. But to go out there just making accusations to citizens and being offensive to them is what I was told. It's unacceptable. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
I'll give somebody else.
Paul Armstrong?
Hello. Good evening. Can we hear anybody? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm Paul Armstrong, and for the city council members that have campaigned in opposition of a candidate using defamatory statements against a candidate that have already been proven untrue and false, your statements have legal consequences for the city of Linden. You know who you are, you know what you said, you know who you said it to, and you know exactly what you said it about. You have an opportunity to change the course of future legal proceedings by retracting your statement. Thank you very much.
Denise Miller?
Well, I'm here for water. My name is Denise Miller, 522 Tigner, and I'm going to talk about the water thing. We were out at 3:30 in the morning, unless you get up in the middle of the night to get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, whatever, you wouldn't have known the water was out. I didn't. I hope that in the future we can somehow get an amber alert, yellow alert, something, that we can be notified. There was a lot of seniors up and worried because the water wasn't on. They didn't know if the water had a hole out there or whatever. They weren't notified. I think it would be a great investment, just like the schools do, if we can put out some kind of alert. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Any other public comments tonight? Hearing and seeing none, our next item of business is our consent agenda. I did have one correction to make to the minutes. So the minutes, they indicate the date is August 26th of 2024. It should be September 23rd of 2024. That was the only correction I had. With that correction, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes as well as application for use of public property for holiday happenings?
I move for adoption of the consent agenda.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, resolution number 30-24, determining to proceed with Byram Lake weed control improvement.
Madam Mayor, I really don't have anything to add. This is our standard assessment that we do for Byram Lake. As you've seen, we didn't have any public comment. And so tonight, we're just asking for approval from council for the resolution 3024, determining to proceed forward with the assessment.
Are there any comments from council on this item? Hearing and seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
And Kristen Cleaver, roll call please.
Dick?
Yes.
McDermott? Yes. Armstrong?
Yes.
Simons?
Yes.
Albert?
Yes.
Hassan?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is the school resource officer contract.
So our last contract was set to expire. This is the renegotiated contract the school has approved. It does include our updated Schedule A wages for the current union contract. So tonight we're just asking for approval.
Right, any questions or comments?
No questions. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Heather? Pam?
No.
Brenda? Brad?
No question.
Elizabeth?
No.
Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve.
Support.
And Kristen Cleaver, roll call please.
Hassan?
Yes.
Albert?
Yes.
Simons?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
McDermott?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is printer device contract.
So yes, our current contract with our copier, we're actually out of contract with that, and so our staff actually did a review and put together a proposal for the most efficient, cost-effective, and like all leases, we have to get those approved by city council. So we're recommending that council approve 48-month lease with Michigan Office Solutions for the Xerox.
Thank you. Heather, any questions or comments? Pam?
No.
Brenda?
No.
Brad?
No.
Elizabeth?
Not tonight.
And Ray?
No questions.
And I apologize, I forgot on the prior items, was there any public comments on the printer device contract? Is there a motion to approve the printer device contract?
So moved.
Support.
And Kristen, do we need a roll call on that?
Albert?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Hassan?
Yes.
McDermott? Yes. Howard?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Simons? Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on our agenda is the notification system contract.
So, to Denise's point, this is exactly what we're discussing tonight. As you guys know, that we've been researching notification systems that we can get out, different types of notifications, whether it be for a boil water, water main break, anything like that. We've researched multiple companies and are recommending tonight for City Council to approve a contract with Civic Plus. Councilor Dick did bring up the potential for a two-way type of communication. Civic Plus does have that option. We're not recommending it at this point because what we would like to do is going to take a while for them to build out this specific, to our specific community. We want to make sure that we can roll with the current system since it's something new, but it is something that they potentially have and they can get in the future for a two-way tip. So like someone reporting a pothole, something like that, and it has a tracking system potentially. We did look at, Fenton Township is just approved working with GoGov. We did research that, it was substantially more, and it doesn't necessarily have the features that we were looking for with Civic Plus. So we're recommending tonight that we move forward with the Civic Plus agreement for a notification system. It does have an app option as well. So for anyone that does not want to give personal information to receive a text, there's an app option. So.
Thank you, Ellen. One of the questions I had, do they know how long it's gonna take to build it so that we can be active with it? Obviously,
Yeah,
we're
I
a
don't-
week too late, but.
You know, I do not have a deadline as to when they can implement it for sure, but we're hoping to roll it out effective January 1st.
Okay.
That's our goal.
And will this also send alerts, even if someone has a landline, it would still contact the landline?
As far as we know, it depends on how we build the notification, so yes, it has the potential.
Okay. Pam, did you have any questions or comments?
No.
Brenda? Brad?
The only thing I don't like about it is the automatic renewal. If we're gonna upgrade or improve going forward, if they have an automatic renewal built into their contract at the end of the 1 year. We said that it didn't work for us.
They did indicate to us that at any point, if we're not satisfied, we just need to give a written notification, so.
I know the dollar amount's not huge, I just don't like the fact that, you know, we have to watch for a contract deadline to opt out.
Elizabeth, any comments or questions? Ray?
I think it's very positive, and I'm all in favor of this. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Heather, any questions or comments?
No, I think it's great. I wish it was working this past week when we had water and showing everyone that we got notified. But we're moving forward on good, so I think it's great.
Any comments or questions from the audience?
I have just one. Probably last summer, we had a water break on Tickner Street on the curb. Is there a way for us to contact somebody? Because I think I contacted someone at 7 a.m. and they'd probably been going for a while. So is that a two-way where we could call them to report? Or is there a spot that we can actually call that somebody answers to notify them? Because in the middle of the night, nobody will see it, the water running. Is there a way to reverse that? So we can let you know what's going on?
Right, so the Civic Plus that we're proposing tonight does not have the two-way. The best route for that is to contact dispatch, so 911, and they will get a hold of our DPW on call. So I know a lot of people are usually intimidated to call 911, but that is the best approach, and then there's a record from that point on, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the school system has some in play. Have we looked into something like what they have? We had notification because of the school. We found out about the water first because of the school gave me notification early. Is there something that we can, with that set up? Is that what it's like?
This is very similar to the school.
Okay.
It's not the same product, but it's very similar.
Okay.
Thank you. Seeing no further questions, is there a motion to approve the notification system contract?
I make a motion that we approve.
Support.
Kristen, can we have a roll call?
McDermott? Yes.
Simons?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Colbert?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Hassan?
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on our agenda, we did have discussion at the last couple meetings. There were resolutions in the past where donations had been made to the city and recognized by resolution. And since then, some of these organizations have asked for the return of their funds. After the last meeting, when this was discussed, I did ask those organizations who had brought that up to put in letters. So they have submitted letters that are in the packet. There was an update from the Spirit of 76. I did speak with Pamela Green last week at the Historical Society meeting, and she indicated that because they would like the money to go to the Historical Society, that they wanted to change that as opposed to having it written to Spirit of 76 and then having to write another check. So each of the counselors did receive another email, and it was placed on in your spots at the table. Are there any, Pam, do you have any questions about this?
No, you've explained it well.
Brenda?
No, thanks.
Brad?
No question.
Elizabeth? Ray?
No questions. Thank you.
Heather?
No questions.
Any comments from the audience regarding this item? Hearing and seeing none, so with respect to, there were 3 different groups. Karen Bruce-Bowes was the representative from the Shiawassee Mills Questers, Chapter 420. They had made a donation that was in Resolution 12-24. They have asked that that donation stay for purposes of the mill building, and that money be recognized, that donation be recognized with some sort of a plaque. So there would not be any action to be taken on that amount. With respect to the Spirit of 76, resolution number 17-22, on June 27th of 2022, the city accepted money from the Spirit of 76 to restore the mill building. They are now asking that money to be returned to them and turned over to the Linden Historical Society as a donation to them instead. Is there, and Mike, I know we have addressed these previously with resolution numbers. Would you suggest that we have another resolution on these, or if it's reflected in the minutes, would that be sufficient for tracking purposes?
I think the minutes would be sufficient, just for that purpose.
So, is there a motion to grant the request from the Spirit of 76 to return their funds, or return their funds of $2,062 and defer them to the Linden Historical Society?
Make that motion.
Support. And Kristen, can we have a roll call, please?
Simons?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
McDermott?
Yes.
Colbert?
Yes.
Kusan?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
Likewise, the Linden Mills Historical Society had raised funds as recognized in Resolution 16-22. On June 27, 2022, the city had accepted money for purposes of restoring the mill building. The Historical Society has asked for us to return those funds to them. Is there a motion to grant that request to return the funds of $20,000 to the Linden Mills Historical Society?
I make a motion that we return the money.
Support.
And Kristen, can we have a roll call, please?
Howard?
Yes.
Colbert?
Yes.
Simons?
Yes.
Kusan?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Yes.
McDermott?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Motion carries. That is the end of our new business. We don't have any discussion items. Next would be manager's update.
I sent you guys out an update, but I'll just go over it quickly. I reported an update on the employee issue that we spoke about earlier. As far as the water issue this weekend, I do appreciate you guys approving the notification system. We did have to go through, obviously, a boil advisory. We did follow the protocols set by Eagle. I appreciate our staff reacting so quickly and as a team, a true team effort. So I know it was a huge inconvenience and stuff, but we did get through it. And again, the testing all came back fine with that specific situation. As you guys all know, we did have a water main break on North Bridge Street, north of the tracks, and it ended up, we thought it was a water main break, and come to find out it was actually the fiber optic company, Serve Internet, hit 2 lead lines to a vacant parcel that were nowhere marked on the maps. Is that correct, Don? So they were not marked, unfortunately, and they didn't show up on any maps that anybody has. So it was just a situation that we couldn't have foreseen. So, but that has since been fixed. Lindenwood project's moving along. Luckily, we've had some decent weather up until this weekend, so that's just slowed it up just a little bit, but it's moving along, and fingers crossed that the weather stays good and we can get as much done as possible this fall with restoration efforts and finishing up the project next year. Ralston Road project, I've already communicated, that's going to be unfortunately a spring project. At this point, we did close out on the financing on that the last week of September with favorable interest rates with a 15-year term, so that was all good. Our mill building, we're continuing right now. We've got exterior borings that's been done for the foundation to help identify any issues as to why there's a slight lean to the building. Pending interior borings, that's still yet to happen. The ceiling on the council chambers has been removed for them to start demo testing, as well as scanning the interior of the building. Currently evaluating exterior products that would be low maintenance, but obviously still comply with historical guidelines. Preliminary survey work has been done to identify exactly where the floodplain lands with the building. We know that it's potentially in a floodplain, but we're not sure exactly where that lands. Preliminary survey has been done with Rowe. And then we're still working to identify the best alternatives for elevator and costs associated with that. So we're working through, it's a big project, so we're still working through that. Today, unfortunately, at City Hall, we had a server issue that took us down all day. It has since been resolved. When I sent the update out, it was not, it had not been resolved, but it has since been resolved. And it was due to a update with our IT company, so they fixed that, thankfully, but that did take our BSNA software down as well. Currently working on putting together a proposal for our trash bids. Our current contract ends at the end of December, so we need to get something out. And we did a renewal with our last one, and we're not obviously proposing to do that. We would like to seek bids for the next contract. So the laugh fundraiser this weekend at Serendipity was great, even though the weather was a little bit, but it didn't put a damper on things. It was a great event, and appreciate them and all their efforts. Homecoming parade was a success, and appreciate our staff for assisting in that and the execution of it. Our DPW is obviously working this week to get ready for the upcoming Zombie Scarecrows and Monsters event, and trying to get Eagles Wooden Park all ready. Thank you all who came out and supported the brewery for the ribbon cutting. We had a great showing for that, and continuously encouraged by the great things that are happening in the downtown. And thank Ryan too for offering this past weekend to boil water for anybody that wanted to. Huge gesture, and really appreciated that and stuff. So our downtown day was September 28th, and Tessa had put together a plan in conjunction with the DDA to encourage visitors and sales within the downtown. Mike Dietz was actually the winner of that gift basket, and so we're going into Small Business Saturday, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and so we'll have at least a system in place that we can model and use that for Small Business Saturday coming up, and then next year for the downtown day. So that's really all I have.
Any questions from council for the manager? No? All right, Mike, I'm going to turn over to you. Comments tonight?
I have none.
There was, I guess, mention a request regarding the allegations and how that works with our ethics ordinance. It provides a provision for complaints, and those are referred over to you, Mike, for investigation. If you could just address that.
Sure. So I was made aware of a complaint that was made of an assault of nature against two city employees, which required an investigation, not under the ethics policy, but simply protecting the city, protecting those employees, and protecting the complainant. So that was investigated. Ellen has reported that one was the one suspect, I would use that term, was exonerated. The other one was not sustained. Now tonight we've had a request for an ethics violation hearing. That's the first time that request has been made, and that's something that City Council can decide how to handle. An ethics violation is reported to the city manager for investigation. The underlying investigation, as I said, has been completed. So tonight you could delve into that ethics violation. You could schedule a hearing separately on that violation, or you could do nothing. Those are the three options of City Council as I see them.
Thank you. I am looking at the time, and we do have a joint DDA meeting that was scheduled for 7. I guess, Ellen, what are your thoughts about the request and when to handle that?
So for clarification for me, Mike, with them being raised during public comment, is that sufficient enough for notification to pass that off to you to?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that request has been made, and
I think at this point, then I guess I would just advise our attorney to do the investigation, and we would set a separate meeting for that specifically. That would be my recommendation, but obviously it's at the pleasure of the council.
Okay. Any council comments regarding when to have that, or should we do it at a special meeting? Are we planning on setting a special meeting right now, or determine that based on Mike's?
I think it would be based off of when Mike can get us turned around. I could send out a notification.
Okay.
That's what I would suggest, Madam Mayor.
it does have to be an investigation now.
Yeah.
As I sit here, I don't know what that investigation would consist of exactly, because the complaint was that a complaint was made against individuals that was false. That investigation of the underlying complaint has already happened and was found to be without merit in one and not sustained in the other. So the underlying complaint, I think, has already been investigated, and I would be largely relying on that. I could supplement it. I was present today in a very short meeting with the counselor who was accused of the ethics violation, and I could supplement it with that, but there wouldn't be much involved, as I see it.
I guess I would just ask that we set that special hearing soon for the sake of the council, the integrity of what we're doing, and for the two individuals that were falsely accused who have been dedicated decades to the city.
I would be looking at next week, hopefully, to have that resolved. With it being Tuesday already, it would have to be sometime next week. So I can get back with you guys on an exact date, and once Mike has a chance to look at the schedule.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I'm out of town, just a note for you, Ellen, I'm out of town next Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
But Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda are council comments. Brenda, I think it's your turn. Any council comments tonight?
I don't have anything else to add tonight, thank you.
Brad?
Larry already made him. He's the press master, so you guys come on out, have fun. Scare people.
Thank you. Elizabeth?
No statement tonight.
Thank you. Ray, any council comments tonight?
No additional comments. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Heather?
Yeah, I do have a comment. I can't even tell you how disturbed I am right now about the comments from two of our employees. Chris Fairbanks we graduated from high school together. I've known him probably, since we were kids. Never, ever have I seen him have any sort of ethics issue I don't want this to be let go. The fact that two of our employees were accused falsely, and that has been proven, of assault is beyond disgusting to me. And I want this taken care of. This just disgusts me.
Thank you. Thank you, Heather. Pam, any comments tonight?
Well, first I wanted to address what Monica had said about Shiawassee Shores. I went and talked out of concern for my father I went and talked to Marcia in the office, and Marcia told me that the event had not taken place. It wasn't reported to their office. And that's what I said at the last council. That's what I said at the council meeting, and I certainly wasn't laughing when I said it. I also like to point out there's some really good free dinner for veterans and a guest. Friday, November 8th at the Masonic Temple. Veterans get in free. And just focusing on Veterans Day, there's a lot of great events. There's some going on in Fenton. There's a Fenton Veterans Day breakfast at the Fenton Community Center, and then we have ours here.
Anything else, Pam? Nope. Thank you. I want to thank everyone who came out for the ribbon cutting for the Linden Brewing Company. Anyone who came out for the Laugh Pathway Pancake Breakfast, that was a success. That was also Cozy's 2-year anniversary. Great to have so much happening in the city, and that seems to be a common theme that we've had recently because the city is doing well, and it's great that we are having our joint DDA meeting starting in a few minutes. I also want to thank the fire department for their open house. That was on October 5th. It was well attended by young families, and they seem to have fun. It's a great opportunity for them to get involved, meet the firefighters, and see what our community is about. I want to thank the DPW department for all their work. It's been a crazy couple weeks with the water main break and the boil water advisory and those issues, but Don, you've got a great team, and thank you for all their extra work and everyone else who is pitching in as we're kind of getting through this process. The next item on our agenda are the bills. We do have 2 sets of bills with a total of $4,061,713.95. Are there any questions or comments on the bills?
This does include the tax distribution, just so you can get it.
Is there a motion to approve the bills?
So
I make a
moved.
motion.
So you have a motion and a second there, Kristen? You can decide who wanted it.
Support, I'll be support.
And Kristen, can we have a roll call, please?
Armstrong,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Colbert,
Yes.
Busan,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Simon. Yes. McDermott. Yes.
Motion carries, the bills are paid. This will be the conclusion of our council meeting. We did have 2 other flyers attached, one for Ladies Night, which is an 80s theme on November 9th, as well as Zombies, Scarecrows. And that is, if anyone wants to help with that, Zombies, Scarecrows, and Monsters. I know my daughter is excited to be one of the haunters on Saturday with one of her friends. So, thank you, everyone. If we could just have a few minutes in between the meetings, maybe 5 minutes, and start at 7:25. Thank you.